Well, hello again, guys. This is XB. Today I'm going to be watching the Dune official trailer. I'm really excited about this movie, mainly because I love the books. I've read all the books. I read them as a kid. I've reread them as an adult. Well, maybe not all the books. I'm still going through some of the house history books, like the Korriban and all, or not Korriban. The guy it starts with a C. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it's the Emperor's family. Anyway, so I'm going through those, but for the most part, I've read all the books. I love the universe, and I've loved every movie adaptation. They've all had their faults. The first one, back in I think it was the 80s, they made it. Definitely was missing a ton of story because the book is huge. It's got multiple acts. It's just a huge book, Dune, the original Dune book. And then I saw the miniseries from I think it was Sci-Fi that aired the original miniseries. It was called Frank Herbert's Dune, and if you can find it on Amazon, good luck, and you should definitely get a copy because it's very hard to find copies of that miniseries. I just ordered one today, and I have a feeling by the end of the day there will be no copies anywhere in the world because everyone's going to be trying to order that copy. That was a miniseries. It was a 3-part series, so it went way deeper into the story. I really enjoyed it, but it was low budget because it was, I believe, a Sci-Fi Channel production. So there's only so much they could do with the money they had. Still, though, not a bad series. Anyway, so we're on to the new one. This one is coming out, I believe, in November or December. I'm not entirely certain. It'll say at the end of the trailer. And it's by Denis Villeneuve. I don't know how to say his last name. But I've been looking forward to this one. It's got Timothy Clement in it, or however you say his name. I'm not going to say any names right, so okay, forgive me. I'm sorry. But definitely looking forward to this. Let me turn my desktop volume. Actually, I'm gonna half my desktop volume so that it reduces the chance that I'll be copyright striked. Although I don't think I'd make any money from this anyway. I don't have enough subscribers. All right, so here we go, guys. Let me fix my webcam here. I'm just going to turn it off. And I'm going to be watching the trailer, and we're going to be going through, and I'll pause as we go through and explain what I know. I don't know everything about the Dune universe. I'm not as into it as some of these like Lord of the Rings fans, but I do know a decent amount. So let's go through here. By WB. Okay. They also did the more recent Mad Max, I believe.
There's something happening to me. There's something awakening in my mind. I can't control it.
All right, so there's Zoe Zendaya, I believe her name is. Let me see here. Let's go here. I got the cast up here, so that's Zendaya. It's just Zendaya. I'm thinking of Zoe. What's her name? But yeah, so Zendaya plays Chani. That's the Fremen warrior woman who becomes Paul Atreides' love interest. Of course, there's Timothy Clement. Okay.
What did you see?
There's those characteristic blue eyes. Ah, look at that. Wait a second. Okay, I believe these are Harkonnen invasion ships. This is the part where they invade to retake Arrakis, so not too much clarity on the ships, but I'm definitely looking forward to. I love ships and all the like sci-fi technology. If you don't know the Dune universe, in the Dune universe there are no computers. Everything is run by human intelligence and ingenuity because there's a whole history behind it where when they had AI tried to take over control of humanity, and humanity barely got by the skin of its teeth. And this was 10,000 years before the events of the movie that you're going to see here. So every ship, everything is actually manually controlled, manually run. There are no thinking machines left.
Do you often dream things that happen just as you dreamed them?
Yes.
Okay, that's the Bene Gesserit head woman.
Remove your hand from the box.
That's the Gom Jabbar.
Pain.
I saw a funny meme that said, "What's in the box?" and he says 2020. It's the same as pain. So this is Paul Atreides. He's taken his very first test to see if he is the chosen one, the Kwisatz Haderach, which is basically their version of the Messiah. The many generations of breeding was supposed to lead to the Kwisatz Haderach, which is still supposed to be a couple generations away, and this person is supposed to essentially bring balance to the Force, if you want to do a Star Wars reference. But his mother kind of cheated the system and decided to have him because these Bene Gesserit witches, they can choose what kind of child to have, male or female. They have major control over their body. Remember, this is 10,000 years in the future, so humans have progressed their self-control. In the absence of technology, we've done a lot of work towards I guess self-control is the best word. Like changing our own bodies the way we want them to be, and everything is controlled through the human mind rather than through computers. So it's sort of a cool take, and it's because every single sci-fi you see is like, oh, technology is going to get more and more superb, and humans are going to integrate. That's like cyberpunk, for instance. We have technology all throughout our bodies. This takes the opposite approach. It says, what if we decided to shun all computers, all thinking machines, and instead we advance ourselves as the human race to become more powerful without the use of computers. All right, anyway.
You inherit too much power.
That's his homeland.
You have proven you can rule your
Oh, look at those shields. And, I don't know if you saw it there, but that is Mr. Thanos. That's not his name. It's, what's his name? Josh Brolin, I think. Yeah, Josh Brolin. He plays Gurney, which is the guy who trains Paul Atreides in combat. This guy is a master combatant. And I love Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, who was previously played by Patrick Stewart in the old movies. Okay. Look at this star-studded cast. We'll come back to that, though, after the trailer. And here we go. So that's their shield effect.
something none of your ancestors learned.
And water is a big deal in this universe. You may not know it if you haven't read the books, but water is a huge deal. He is from a planet that is much like ours. It's a very temperate planet. It has oceans, has all the different climates. He's used to living in a particularly humid, nice environment with water. That all changes when Paul goes to the desert planet of Arrakis, which is handed to his father by the Emperor of the galaxy. I believe it is, not the universe, but the galaxy. He hands his father control of Arrakis because he believes the Harkonnens have mismanaged it. However, it's all a ruse. And anyway, we'll continue.
Father rules an entire planet. He's losing it. He's getting a richer one.
All right, that's his father. That's his father, Duke Leo Atreides. I forget the guy's name. We'll come back to that, though. I don't want to keep jumping out of the movie here.
Lose that one too.
The suits that they're wearing are called still suits. Not these, but you'll see them. This right here. Jason Momoa's suit. That is a still suit. Dave Bautista. I think that was a Skarsgård I spotted.
They're picking my family off one by one.
Another cool thing about this universe is it's very mixed technology. Like I said, they don't rely on computers, so you see swords, you see melee weapons. It's like the closest you're going to get from steampunk meets sci-fi. And I love steampunk and I love sci-fi, so definitely one of my favorite books.
They're picking my family off one by one.
Let's fight like demons.
Duncan Idaho, tearing it up. Oh,
Animal caught in a trap will gnaw off its own leg.
I don't know about this face thing. I don't remember that being in the book.
I know you.
All right, there's Zendaya. She plays the Fremen warrior woman who becomes his love interest. And these are pretty accurate still suits as far as I can tell. The only thing that I think is not accurate to the books is they usually wear headpieces as well that cover their heads so that only their face protrudes from the suit, because they try to capture every tiny bit of moisture in their body and recycle it, because the desert planet of Arrakis has very little water. There are no lakes, there are no rivers. Well, there's underground ones, as I'm sure they'll show later in the future films. But these suits are designed to capture every drop of moisture that comes out of your body, including the exhaling out of your nose, captures all that moisture and then recycles it into your body. So this is pretty good. I'm wondering why she isn't wearing a headpiece, though. Maybe that's just that scene. All right, and those are called... they're not. They're called Thopters, I believe. They're like helicopter meets hovercraft meets jet. This is a not very clear shot, but interesting take on the technology. Oh, no. Hold on. There it was. All right. I believe... Let's see if we could find it there. Okay, there it is. Those are the Thopters. Those are the ones I remember reading about. They're very insect-like. I used them as inspiration for my book. And, yeah, this is probably the Atreides family Thopters, and the other one was like the Harkonnen version of them. I love that. Dennis is really good at visuals, and I'm hoping that this is a common theme in the movie, that each different house has a different set of ships. Everything looks different depending on who it belongs to. I hope they did that as an artistic choice. You can see the explosion. I believe this is where they destroy where the Harkonnens attack the Atreides stronghold on the planet of Arrakis to try and take it back because they were betrayed. All right, I don't want to get into... I mean, I guess I will get into some spoilers, but I'll try not to go too nuts.
One day, the legend will be born.
All right, you could barely spot it there because it was only for a moment. These are the sandworms. This is a totally new take on the worms from the previous films. In previous films, they looked more like just worms with, like, they look like the graboids from Tremors. These have more like a, what is that called inside of whale's mouth that filters out the krill? Breen or I forget what they're called. Anyway, this is a different take on it. They don't have just little tiny sharp teeth. They have an entire mouth full of this hair-like substance that traps you in there. And they're freaking huge. There's the still suit.
I can see it.
Music choice is interesting.
I must not fear.
Spice. So spice is that cinnamon color, which is much more accurate to the book.
Where the fear is gone, only I will remain.
Oh, here we go. It's the worm, baby. Oh, that is so freaking cool. Look at that thing. Excellent. Excellent. Finally, they get it right. Finally, they get a movie that really captures the hugeness of these worms. Even the baby ones are absolutely enormous. And this right here isn't even a particularly large one. This is probably a baby or like a young adult. Like the really big ones would fill up this entire shot. They're just ungodly huge. I like the look of the mouth, though. I think that's much more accurate to the books. Look at all these stars. Jeez. How much money? What was the budget? All right. All right. So let's... no, thank you, Stadia. All right. So let's go through the cast of this show, right? And I guess I can bring back my camera here. Make it a little smaller because my face is not pretty to look at next to all these beautiful, good-looking actors who have paid people to help them be in shape, and their teeth are straight, and I'm so jealous. Anyway, so we've got Timothy Clement, obviously, as Paul Atreides. He was also in that King movie. I think it was just called The King. I really enjoyed that movie on Netflix about the King of England who led, I believe it was the Battle of Agincourt, where the French had this heavy cavalry and they sunk down into the mud while the English basically took off all their armor and went as light infantry and slaughtered the French, only to lose all their gains later on. But it makes for a good Shakespeare story, too, if I recall. All right, so Zendaya, of course, is Chani. She was really great in The Greatest Showman, one of probably my favorite musical of all time. I really enjoyed that movie. And Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica. I believe she was also in The Greatest Showman, wasn't she? She was the She was the soprano, although she sang alto, but you know. Okay, and then Oscar Isaac, that's his name, as Leto Atreides. Oscar Isaac, a fantastic actor. And in my opinion, Timothy Clement is also a very good actor. I think he's the next Leonardo DiCaprio, personally, as long as he doesn't like get into drugs and kill himself like many of the best actors seem to. All right, Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho. That one is going to be a little bit more interesting. Like he has a very similar acting style in most of his stuff in Stargate Atlantis, which I'm actually going through right now, and are going rewatching right now, and Aquaman and all those is kind of the same shtick, like same acting style. So I'm hoping that he really makes Duncan Idaho unique in this movie. Dave Bautista as Raban, the Beast Raban. One of the main bad guys, so that's going to be awesome. Those shots of him were really cool. Stellan Skarsgård as Vladimir Harkonnen. I think that's a great choice. He's an excellent actor. He definitely looks like a Harkonnen. If you've read the book, he's got the look. Stilgar, this is the leader of the Fremen people, so not the father of Zendaya, but basically her leader, the person she follows. And I don't know much about him. Josh Brolin, of course, as Gurney. Gurney Halleck is another main character in the book, so that's going to be great. Gurney trains up Paul Atreides in knife fighting. He's like one of the best knife fighters in history. Let's see. We're going to go through these guys here. Gaius Helen what was her name? Mahayam? Yeah, that's it. She's played by Charlotte Rampling. I recognize this lady from somewhere. I forget which movies, but good choice. And this is the one that I'm a little bit concerned about. Dr. Liet Kynes is played by a black woman. Now, I don't care that she's black. I don't care what race they are. In fact, I think most of the actors are a little white for this universe because most of the universe is very Arabian feeling. But why is it a woman? In the book, it's a dude. Dr. Liet Kynes is a dude. He's the father of Chani. So what was this choice about? Why? Just why? There's no reason behind it. Was it just for getting woke and including people? That's unnecessary. There's so many races in the book already. You don't need to force a character to be a different race. That just seems like a little bit of try hard on their part. And then we get into the lesser known characters. But let's see, Liet Kynes. Now I just want to be sure that I'm not wrong. Let's go Liet Kynes. Liet Kynes, Dune fandom. Okay, Liet Kynes inherited his father's mantle and served as both planetary ecologist of Dune and leader of the Fremen. He continued his father's vision of gradually terraforming, okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Was the son of Pardo Kynes and the father of Chani, who became the concubine of Emperor Paul Atreides. That's right, because he doesn't actually marry her. She becomes his concubine because he actually has, like, he's a royal family member, so he has to marry into another royal family. The feudalism concept behind it all is really cool, especially considering it's in the future. All right, Liet was a prominent imperial planetologist and ecologist of Arrakis, the judge of the change and secret leader of the Fremen at the time House Atreides took control. So Liet Kynes is definitely a dude, according to the book and according to the wiki. Now, why he's going to be played by a woman, I don't understand that decision. It seems completely unnecessary. But whatever, I'm not going to have that ruin the film for me. It seems like you just can't watch a film without them trying to get woke somewhere. And apparently that's where they chose it. No offense to the actress Sharon Duncan Brewster. I'm sure you're a fine person. But that was an unnecessary creative decision. All right, so I don't know about you guys, but I am really looking forward to this film. I have not looked forward to a film this much since Star Wars Episode 9, The Force Awakens. That's right, Force Awakens, right? That was the first one. And that was a bit of a disappointment, though it wasn't that bad. The rest were pretty garbage. But I've not been hyped for a movie as much as I am for this one for a very long time. I'm a huge fan of Dune. I love the series. I love the books. I love the old 90s games, 2000s games. It was a Dune, Battle for Dune. Oh God, I hope some new games comes out of this. Oh, that'd be amazing. Can you imagine if and Warner Brothers actually has a pretty good track record of movie games. Let's see. Warner Brothers games. Let's see what games they've released. I don't want to really go to their website, but there we go. Okay, so Lego Movie. Okay, none of that really matters. Mortal Kombat. Really? Mortal Kombat 11 is a Warner Brothers game? Hitman 2 is? Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so Middle-earth Shadow of War. Excellent freaking game. I just recently played through and beat that finally. I beat Shadow of Mordor forever ago. Injustice 2 was a decent one. And let's see, are they showing... Interesting, they're not showing Mad Max. That's actually my favorite Warner Brothers game. And it's not on the list. That's what's weird. Okay. So, oh, you know what? I have an even better way to do it. Let's do this. I know I'm wasting your guys' time, but let's go to Steam. And we're actually, I can pull up Warner Brothers as a developer, and we can look at all, or as a, was it producer or developer? We can look at all their games. So let's just go to the library. Yeah. Look at all these games I own. Let's go to Mad Max. There it is. Mad Max. Go to the store page. Yeah, whatever. All right, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment is the publisher. And yeah, okay, so Mortal Kombat 11. Hitman 2. Lego games, I have no complaint about the Lego games. I think they're fine. Let's go to 176. Oh, no, okay, yeah, games 43. That makes a little bit more sense. So they've done Mortal Kombat 11. I heard that one was not too bad. Very positive reviews on Steam. Hitman 2, of course, is a classic. And the Lego games, Injustice, Shadow of War, excellent game. I put in my own review for it. I thought it was a terrific game. Mad Max. Now, this is my personal favorite of their repertoire. Very positive reviews, which I completely agree with. I think that game was very underrated. If you've never played it, I strongly recommend it. They even stuck true to the whole Mad Max tragedy. Mad Max never gets a happy ending, and man, they did not give this guy a happy ending. And Gauntlet, okay, Hobbit, more Lego, lots of Lego crap. The Batman games, which is where they adopted the combat style for Mad Max from, which it works. I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking for Mad Max, but it was still a great game. And Fear 2. I didn't know that. Okay, so Warner Brothers, I don't see anything on the list for upcoming Dune games, but God, I really hope that they do put out some kind of Dune RTS. It's been far too long since Dune had a proper game. In fact, Dune RTS, Dune 2, Frank Herbert's Dune for PlayStation. Emperor Battle for Dune. This was considered one of the greatest RTSs of all time, and really a groundbreaking RTS. And God, I hope that they do another one. Anyway, so that is the trailer, guys. I'm really looking forward to the movie. I don't know about you, but let's do Dune 2020 release date. December 18th, 2020 is the date that this comes out. I will definitely be going to the premiere of that. I'm assuming that's a Thursday or Friday. September, October, November, December. 18th, 2020. Yeah, it's a Friday. All right, so I'll be at that one. I'll make sure I get you guys the review as soon as I step out of the movie. I'll do one of my reviews on my phone probably. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you for the next one.